1985 Nissan 300ZX. This valve cover is underneath the intake. If you've gotten this far, you have to remove the AC compressor just out of the way. There's 2 bolts on top, 2 bolts on the bottom. Those guys there. Once you get those out, there's one here, one just down there visibly that you can see, and well, that's the hole for that one, so it's directly under that. Once you get that off, you can get that bolt for the Phillips head, because other than that, I'm gonna put it in the hole. It's hard to get a Phillips on that anywhere. Pretty much impossible. But once you remove that, there's your access hole. Then I try to get the valve cover off. Take off the 2 Phillips heads. That way that'll move just a little bit. The valve cover was sticking right here, and I can feel the bottom of the valve spring. What you do is 22 millimeter. If you can fit your hand, don't drop this because it'll land right on the radiator and damage it. If you've got skinny arms, you can fit your hand down in there. I'm not going to use the wrench, but fit your hand down in there and feel that bolt. Or you can bump the motor. That's if you have everything out of the way. I didn't want this belt to get caught up spinning it over, so I chose to turn it by hand and had my finger with the valve cover lifted up just enough. You can't see it until I get it off. Just enough so I could see, I could feel that valve going down. So once, if it's 1 or whatever number this is, it's the exhaust valve on the driver's side. Once that drops down as low as you can see or feel, this valve cover clears and you can take it off without removing this entire bracket that goes and connects to the alternator and then further on down there. So yeah, hasn't been a fun one, but hopefully somebody else can use this video. I need 2 hands to get that off, but here we go. Hopefully this helps somebody else in the same situation, because I was a little scared I was going to have to take all that off. And it's like Tetris, you got to get it just right, but there it is. Just barely enough room. You gotta be easy with everything because it's all so fragile. Alright. So, for a visual, and if you see these marks here, that's where I was catching. I was catching there and right here. So yeah, it was catching on the inside of the valve cover on this valve. Once you rotate the motor, this pushes down and then you've got clearance. You can actually see the rub marks right here. So that's where it was catching on. There and right here. So there's just barely enough clearance. Once that valve drops, you can get that off there. And I hope this helps somebody else. AC wasn't too bad. You got this tensioner here. You just loosen it, slide it down, pull off the belt. Those 4 bolts. And yeah, now you can clean up that and put your new valve cover on, gasket, and be good to go.